Ay, ay, ay. Cash.
Guys, we are live and direct back with episode 29.
29, man. Better Left Unsaid show.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yo, first of all, let's shout out, man. Not 5, but 600 of them things.
600 subscribers,
600
bro.
subscribers, dog.
200 overnight, man. Appreciate the love,
Look
support.
what you did, man.
I mean, I'm working, huh? I'm working, dog.
Oh, I'm
I'm
actually
working,
I'm
man.
about to switch jobs to go home because I'm tired of being in the office
just
and
saying.
and all of a sudden popping up and seeing this
Just saying, bro. I'm looking at the views live in real time, man.
in real time, dog.
200 subscribers in the last 3 days, so
Woo!
appreciate y'all, man. We're trying to get to as high as we can. Definitely more than 1,000 by the end of maybe the summer.
Honestly,
Maybe the summer. Finna say, yeah.
I mean, the way it's looking, maybe in
Yeah,
June.
Real talk.
Hey,
Real talk.
like that bitch.
Keep
Subscribe
commenting,
that
keep
shit.
subscribing. We, you know what I'm saying? I'm seeing the comments. We seeing the comments. We engaging with you. You know what I'm saying? If y'all want to share some ideas, get some debates, and holler at us, man. Leave some comments in there. Let us know
And
what
make
y'all
sure
want to
when
hear
you
about.
make sure your comments be like make sense though. The only reason I say that, my little brother said, "Hey man, let me get on the show for what? I don't know what y'all could be talking about." I said, "You look at?" He said, "Man, I mean I tried, but y'all be talking like above me." I said, all right. I said, I don't know what that means.
Shout out to Lil Bro, man.
I said, yo, get off my shit,
I
bro.
appreciate the listen. That's all. We can get you on here just to, you know what I'm saying? Get some water or some shit, little nigga. Yeah, man. If you don't add nothing to the show, but appreciate it. I'm just,
No, you're right. You tell me, Jay, go fetch me a drink, Mike. Real quick, real time news though. R.I.P. Tina Turner, legend.
Yes, rest in peace, the legendary Miss Tina Turner. Iconic, legendary. Definitely set the stage, set the path for up and coming artists, the dancing, strong vocals, the look, the hair, the dresses. So yeah, rest in peace to the legendary Tina Turner.
I agree.
I know my mom. This probably gonna hit them real hard. Mom, grandma, and all them. So
As I walked in here, right
Yeah.
before I walked in, my mom called me in the car. She was like, "I just seen the news." I said, "Hold on, nigga, are you okay over there? You look flustered."
yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, rest in peace, Tina Turner.
Definitely. But
Rest in peace.
let's get on to some, other news. You know, your rappers' favorite rappers, drug dealers, basketball player, John Morant, again.
Yeah, man. What do we talk about here? Because there's a lot to discuss with Mr. Morant
Alright.
this time around.
I mean, so I'm gonna just start at the beginning for people who done missed it. Around 2 months ago,
Okay.
it was around 2 months ago, there was an incident where he was in the club after a game in Denver, and he flashed a gun the size of my iPhone.
Right.
Mind you, I ain't got the Pro Max either, the little one. And he got suspended for 8 games.
Yes,
Right?
he did.
He got suspended for 8 games. He supposedly went to rehab or something for 10 days. Came back on to ESPN, had a sit down with Jalen Rose.
Jalen Rose himself, yeah. Just
saying
like
that,
a
you know,
damn detective. That was a nasty interview, but go ahead.
It was.
Go ahead.
That was like Vlad TV type
That was
shit.
some interrogation shit.
Yeah.
It was nasty. Go ahead.
But, he said that, he went and got help and, he needs to make better decisions, things like that. Fast forward.
Even spoke with the commissioner, Adam Silver.
Yeah, he did spoke.
Yeah.
He spoke with him.
They had a face-to-face conversation about what would possibly
Take
happen,
place.
and you know what I mean, so yeah.
2 months later, this is the funniest shit. 2 months later, he in the car, and to me, what it looks like, that background looks like he in the hood somewhere where he shouldn't be.
Okay.
It look like where he shouldn't be, but to me, that's neither here nor there because I don't know.
I'm just saying, I gotta review that video because he was dancing.
He was. So I mean,
outside on top of his video.
so I mean, hey, to
Having
each
a
his
good
own.
time, man, being a 23,
3-year-old.
24-year-old he is.
But not only that, right? His friend pulls out his phone. Salute to the friend because he tried. But friend pulls out the phone. He's on Instagram Live. He doing this. John in the background getting to it. John sees the camera. He sees the camera. Like he looks to the camera, starts rapping, stops, reaches in his joint, and pulls out a gun.
Pulls out a weapon. Had to let people know he had it on.
He had to let people know he had it on him.
Absolutely.
And, being the friend that, because for you, I do the same thing. If you happen to pull out something on, his friend tried to Tried to hide the phone, but
I mean,
too little, too late, my guy.
that's one way to look at it. I would say that. I mean, another way to look at it be like, he just got in trouble for being on Instagram Live. So why are you on Live?
Instagram Live again?
You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure he knew he had a weapon on him.
Yeah, but let me ask you.
Sure he knew he had a weapon on him.
You're right, but if you got your joint on you right now, right, and I pull the camera out, you're not gonna stop. You're not gonna look at the camera, stop and reach forward and pull it out.
I agree.
So
I agree. Well, first of all, let's address this. Clearly not in the hood. These some big ass houses.
I take that back. So he's just
doing
some nigga shit.
And a very nice car, my
Yeah, that's the Rolls Royce Cullinan. No,
that's what it is?
Window. Yeah, that is the Rolls Royce Cullinan.
With the blue seats in there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that boy spending that 200M.
Yeah, he gonna get to it.
That's a nice ass car, boy.
So yeah, and but hold on. Not only that, right? So let's lead up to now.
Mm-hmm.
So, speaking of that, they done said everything about him because every time that he's doing something, it's to NBA YoungBoy.
Yes.
So let's lead up to now, though. Just, I believe, over the last 24 hours or so.
Yeah.
He had about 3 or 4 Instagram posts on his story. Real cryptic. It seemed real weird. For anybody who, if you're familiar with social media, it looked like one of those messages that go out when you're about to, lack of better words, end it all.
Yeah, so what he did was post several photos individually of his family, his mom, his daughter, his dad, himself, and kept saying, love you, love y'all, and the last one ended with a photo of himself with the words bye in a period.
Mm-hmm.
So as you can assume, that would lead to some level of concern because, I'm not sure what else we can associate that behavior with. Other than you're going somewhere, you're leaving.
You're leaving, yeah.
So
that's the only thing that I've ever associated that with. Anytime you've ever seen something that looks like a goodbye message of
correct, and we are in that space where this is where people make these kind of announcements.
Mm-hmm. Sure
this TV shows about it. It used to be Facebook posts, now it's Twitter, it's Instagram, it's TikTok, whatever the case.
Wherever, yeah, exactly.
It's wherever they know it's gonna get some attention. So it ended up leading the police to actually visiting him at his home.
Yeah, I'm assuming that the NBA. Yeah, I'm assuming the NBA must have did something and was like, yo, or somebody team wise or somebody happened to say, yo, go do a checkup on this guy. What's going on?
Yeah, it was. I would definitely say it was alarming to say the least. I don't know what's going on with the guy at this point. It's just a lot of confusing moves and. It definitely got to be something going on with the mental. He doesn't seem to be in the most stable space at this time. Especially just following the beginning of, like you said, you do something 2 months ago, you get in trouble for the same exact thing 2 months ago.
Yeah, and it's like
and with the situation you described, you see the camera and then you decide. So it's like,
it's like you're making a concerted effort to do things that you know you shouldn't be doing anyway.
Like self-sabotage, self-destruction.
It's like, I don't know. It's kind of hard to say because even. You can of course put the money into play where you just kind of, how when people get to a certain point of money that they just don't know what to do with it.
I don't know.
Yeah, no. Well, I'm saying I'm
trying to call nigga broke. Don't talk to me like that, dog. I don't know.
No, I'm just saying.
I don't know.
I'm saying you watch celebrity people who just continue to get money, then they get to a certain point now they're just doing anything at this point. They start doing drugs, they start doing all of that, and they got a boatload of money. They're just doing whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's one of the cases, or he's just it's his identity. He's just not comfortable with himself and where he's at right now.
Yeah.
And it could be a lot of that, or you just maybe just the fact of the pressure of being in the league, making 200 M's, and gotta take care of everybody. It may be a lot of things that's just weighing on him. He is 23 years old, so there's no telling. I ain't have 200 M's when I was 23, so.
I don't know what to say. I just wish him the best, man. We done seen this type of stuff happen all the time, and people at the height of their career, and they're not able to handle it. Whether it be the people around them, whether it be they not be prepared for it, bad advice, just bad luck, whatever the case is.
I completely agree.
I wish nothing but the best for the young brother. He's like you said, he's 23. He got the world in the palm of his hands. he just became this beloved figure.
He did. Oh, damn, they're like
less
one of the young faces of the
right.
league at this point.
Less than 2 years ago, I would say. So, I mean, maybe he's just feeling that pressure.
Pressure, yeah.
And maybe this is just,
I feel
part
like,
of the puzzle he got to figure out.
I feel like one of the like older guys, and I mean, because the NBA, I keep thinking about older. NBA is not an old person's league, of course. I mean, of course, it's
youth,
old, it's youthful, but I mean, somebody like a LeBron who is considered old, but like I mean, I just feel like somebody veteran-wise just kind of needs to talk to him. I mean, Jalen Rose was cool, but he was back in those BMF days and other things like that.
Yeah.
He got caught doing some wild shit.
He did,
but there was no cameras. But I feel like somebody like, around that early 30 age or something who's been in like the, I went from this to this.
Yeah.
Try to help him, like, try to see where his mindset at and how to navigate certain things. Because I feel like that's what's missing too. You think about the Grizzlies locker room, they have one of the youngest teams in the league.
Yeah.
Besides OKC or something like that. So, I mean, there's not
Houston.
Yeah. I mean, so, your oldest guy right now is what, Steven Adams?
Yeah.
And then all your coaches are pretty much new. So there's nobody with that experience or telling you, say, hey, yo. Because, I mean, even if you take it back to when the shit first happened 2 months ago, I felt like if there was somebody else that was like more of a veteran presence that been through certain shit, hey, whoa, hold that. Like, get this camera out of here. You shouldn't be here. Or certain things would have just changed a little bit. You might have not seen that video.
I mean, but to be fair, I was just out celebrating a friend's birthday of mine. Mm-hmm. And I must admit, they played some Young Boy. While middle of celebration and everybody was involved. It was like a brunch shit. So mind you, it's not even like super turned up.
Yeah.
So we off champagne and shit like that. We not even in the strip club, with a hella bottles. You totally out your mind.
Yeah, you are.
So if I had a weapon on me,
you might have pulled it out.
I might have been John.
You might have fucking hit him with one of these.
I will say they played that Young Boy and it got filthy up in there.
So all right, so you
does this. I mean, but music possessions you. It was just like when we was young, my era.
Yeah.
Lil Jon and them and Bone Crusher them, that shit came on. Somebody was getting beat up. Oh, it was as simple as that.
Nothing your bucks still come on around a bunch of our age group. Niggas still be out here.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I mean, y'all had y'all hype shit, the Onyx and all that too. So
the Onyx was a little bit before me.
I'm just
saying. But nah, I mean, I definitely feel you. It's just, I mean, I don't see the fascination with Young Boy. It just doesn't hit the same as like like when we were growing up, what we were listening to necessarily, because it is something newer.
It hits, bro. I'm just saying, it definitely hits.
Okay.
He has that type of energy.
You know what? It's Memorial Day weekend, man. I want to be outside, but I'm a little nervous because.
As a matter of fact, you can't even say it on hit because y'all got how many rappers in the last like 10 or so years from New York have just been hyped solely because of the energy in the music. They the worst rappers in the world. You know what I'm saying?
Fabio.
Casanova.
Yeah.
Fabio.
Yeah.
You got Scarlett. That just came.
That shit was
Scarlett. You got
back the fuck up.
Bobby Shmurda still running around terrorizing the studio with his trash ass. So it's that same.
Yeah, it's that same energy. You're right.
It's that same.
I think now for me, don't get me wrong, because we all listen to all of it, but it's just for me, NBA YoungBoy just doesn't do it for me.
I got you.
And so that's why I'm like, oh man, like I don't understand. But
I feel you.
It's a parade inside my city.
Listen, them words came on and everybody's head was doing like this. Oh, that shit that y'all be doing? Yeah, that's exactly how I make you move.
Alright, well, you ad-lib, man.
I'll just keep it in the 100.
No, I feel you. I'm just saying praise up to him and his family, man,
Yeah, I close out, man. But yeah, I'm definitely having some Young Boy in my next celebration. We'll just leave it at that. You know what I mean? No weapons.
No weapons, though. Hey, leave them shits at home. Right. I see you over there healthy drinking, man.
Yeah, man.
I see you, man. Health is wealth.
Got to, bro. Got to.
Let's stick on the NBA real quick, though, man. The pretty much one of the finalists has been solidified already in Denver.
Yeah, shout out to the Nuggets.
Yeah, before we get to that, this Miami and Celtics thing, man. You said Miami and 7.
I said Miami and 7. Yeah, I did say Miami and 7.
Miami and 7. No matter what, are you shocked by what Miami's doing?
Am I shocked? I mean, I wasn't shocked by them beating the Knicks. I knew that was going to happen. I think that happened exactly what I predicted. It was 6-2.
Yeah, it was 6.
Yeah, so I predicted.
Well, hold on. I don't.
No, I'm saying I'm thinking about the teams they played so far.
I'm like, damn, already.
I didn't watch that Milwaukee Heat series, but I wasn't shocked. I mean, like I said, I've seen Jimmy do that to Giannis multiple times. You know what I'm saying? I was shocked that they lost in the first round because that's unacceptable for the Milwaukee Bucks.
It is.
And the Heat wasn't good. Games. Heat weren't good all year. So
they were.
You know what I'm saying? They've been trash.
Yeah. I do feel like
they lost to the Hawks.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I do feel like both of those teams though did underachieve. I feel like even with the Hawks, I feel like they were both just like their teams just in a regular season for some reason they just couldn't get it right.
Yeah.
Like if you look at their roster, it just seemed like you should have been somewhat better than this.
Yeah.
Than what you showed. I'm not.
And then the Celtics series, I wasn't surprised at all because I just saw the Celtics have looked trash the entire postseason.
They can't. Somebody said this.
The Hawks take them to 6.
Yeah, should have been nowhere near close.
Come on, man. They was looking like that against Philly, the softest.
I mean, Philly should have first of all
MVP ever.
First of all, the fact that that's what I was about to say too. The fact that Philly pretty much damn near should have beat y'all.
Right, they should have won in 6.
Yeah.
So it was
Boston Philly even said, if we make it to the fourth quarter against them, we're winning.
Right, yeah.
And I'm like, all right, that's a problem for you to be the one. Like the Celtics throughout the year were like one of the favorites to win.
Correct.
They were actually like the favorites coming out the East.
Finals favorite, correct.
Yeah, they was coming out the East.
They said it was on 3 teams: Boston, Milwaukee, and 76ers.
Yeah, and they said and they were saying Boston was the team
because they got the motivation from last year.
And they was talking about talent-wise across the board. So when Boston lose, y'all gonna have to take a real deep look into a lot of shit.
Jaylen Brown is out of there.
He is, but you know what I think fucked them up was the coaching.
I mean, yeah, that's and the fact that they had the opportunity to win the finals and Jason Tatum didn't show up. That's the first thing you gotta look at. And you got the player that did show up is still looked at as the second fiddle. I see. And they had no real point guard this series either. I
mean, they still don't have a real point guard in Marcus Smart. I don't trust him as a point guard.
I agree, but they got Malcolm Brogdon.
Yeah, coming off the bench, and he's playing just okay right now.
Okay, yeah.
Their team is just looking real iffy. I mean, even last game, I can't. That one game, it's like, all right, you came back for one game.
Yeah, like I said, I predicted it in 7 anyway. But to answer your question, I wouldn't say I'm shocked, to be honest. I mean, because I told you the NBA's been full of frauds for like 5 years at this point. All these teams are frauds. I mean, it's a couple people that prove themselves in the playoffs every year, but outside of that,
yeah.
Well, what do you really expect?
Yeah.
But nah. What about you? You think it's surprising or shock?
I'm shocked by the overall team because I mean I knew what Jimmy Butler was gonna do just because he plays like this in the playoffs every year. I've watched him play in the playoffs well.
Okay.
But it's more of the overall team. You know, like when you say against the Knicks, I mean I kind of understood that we were gonna lose, but I just was like, all right, our role players should be a little bit better than their role players. Yeah, like the Gabe Vincents and the Caleb Martins and the Max Strus of the world. RJ Barrett should be better than him.
No, we shouldn't.
He should.
He's never been good.
So
we get stopped right there. None of the players you mentioned you only mentioned the Heat player. None of the role players on the Knicks.
Oh, that's I'm talking about RJ Barrett right now, and like
I'm talking about one player you mentioned for the Heat player.
Yeah, because they're all undrafted players that RJ Barrett should, as the number 3 pick, you should be better than that.
By that logic, then you could say Jordan Poole should have been better than Austin Reeves.
Jordan Poole, that fucking.
I'm just saying you can't use that logic.
I'm just saying
based off their history.
I'm going based on team right now. I'm going,
okay.
And I feel like, but I just didn't expect for those Heat players to do so well. That's the only thing that I didn't expect. Okay. Like I didn't, yeah. But other than that, I mean, Bam has been doing the same thing. He's not ultra exciting. He plays decently. Jimmy Butler is just like, I mean, I feel like he may have reached another level in this playoffs. But
you think so?
Tough. I mean, it looks like Jimmy Butler back in 2020 in the bubble.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty much doing the same thing.
That's what I was gonna say. That's what I've seen.
Yeah, so I've seen him. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. In the playoffs, I've seen him do that. It was just the rest of the players. I'm like, all right.
I mean, last year, what was he doing last year? Same shit. They would have went to the finals. They lost in Game 7 to the Celtics.
To the Celtics. Yep, you're right. Yes.
So
Celtics been iffy, dog.
they never been that team. I mean, we knew that when they was going up against LeBron every goddamn year. They had the way better team. They was young.
They was young. I'm about to say they were young. They were new to that.
They was young, but I mean, so was the OKC when they was whooping everybody ass.
They were, and they made it to the finals.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you're right.
Against them real ones too, the Spurs and all that.
Yeah,
so.
they were. They played against Dallas that year too.
So I can't really put it on youth, but I just think, like you said, it's a matter of who your star player is, who's going to take you to that promised land. Everybody knowing their roles. I mean, they've been having a stacked roster for like 10 years. Well, really longer than that, because
Ever since Kyrie
that
went
little
over
gap.
there,
I'm talking about that little gap between the big three up until the new when Isaiah Thomas them came around. It was fucking good.
yeah, they were good. They were good. Right around when Al Horford got there. So yeah, I agree. But so let's discuss your Lakers.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Because you said your prediction was Lakers in 6.
Yep, that was my prediction.
And
it looked like it was based off the flow of the games. They definitely had the ability to win in 6 games. Listen,
after game 1, I thought they was gonna win 2, 3, and they was supposed to win 4.
That's what I'm saying.
It looked real. I'm gonna just give you from what I saw. From what I saw, for one, I'm gonna say this: LeBron, to me, and I've watched LeBron over the years. To me, LeBron didn't have a really good playoff series. This whole playoffs, it was solid, and it was, of course, it's better than a lot of people. But when you see what LeBron has done over the years, of course, like you can't hold LeBron up to those same standards when LeBron's 38. He's not 34 anymore, so that's a little different. But from what LeBron usually does, of almost averaging 30, 10 and 10, things like that, pretty much averaging a triple double. I feel like his playoff stats were just a little bit. I mean, it got better each series, but it seems like it just didn't dominate as it should have, as I thought it would have. But then again, you can't take away from the injury. You also can't take away from that he has another player like Anthony Davis who should be holding that part down. And so, I feel like LeBron did exactly what he's supposed to do, and then nobody came to help.
Yeah, I think number one, LeBron didn't have to do that because the rest of the team was supposedly as more well balanced than he ever has. People saying is this the best role players he's ever had, which I disagreed with. But I do understand why they're saying that, because LeBron, like you say, he wasn't scoring as much as he usually does. But I'm like, that's not the way the team is set up at this point.
Yeah.
Even AD wasn't dropping like 40 or 50 every night. He was dropping 30 every night. So I just think it was well balanced. I think the difference was, like I said, the NBA has been full of frauds for years. I personally don't think the Warriors should have won last year. I didn't think they was that good of a team.
I don't think so either.
You know what I'm saying? That's why it just depends on it's the difference between 1 and 2 players. Steph Curry has never been able to show the type of performance that a LeBron has in when it comes to playoff performance.
I completely agree.
You know what I'm saying? If they're going head to head, he's just not that person. But if Steph Curry is going against anybody else outside of that other person who's like his only real rival, they can't fuck with him. None of y'all can fuck with him.
Yeah,
maybe Giannis. Because that's not a position Giannis has to go to head to head.
Yeah.
Draymond stop it.
Yeah, he's gonna get this man up out of here.
Maybe Giannis will be able to take it to that next level. Katie, never. But when it comes to
just don't have it. They don't have
we
that
beat
dog,
the Memphis. Memphis is. Come on now. They've been injured though, so I can't. They've been injured for years in the playoffs. So
about Memphis.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Memphis. They're still a really good team. They was injured. They're young. Whatever. Cool.
And then Ja missing games.
Yeah. The Warriors. They just, like I said, I never thought they were that good. Jordan Poole, stop it. Andrew Wiggins, stop it, bro. Yeah. It's Steph and the rest of y'all bums. And our defense was phenomenal.
Time out. Because you was praising Andrew Wiggins at one point.
I'm talking about going against LeBron and
okay.
That's the point I'm making.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. I just think when you get to the Denver series, the role players, because they've been playing frauds this whole time, they thought it was going to be that same thing. No, this is a legit contender. They've been the best team all year.
They have been.
It's been no inconsistency. So, yeah, KCP is going to be better than fucking D'Angelo Russell. KCP is a championship player. He knows his role. See, I think I do think that's where the difference is of knowing your role and actually performing your role well. That's what I was going to say about when people are saying is this the best role player LeBron ever had. No, it's going to be 2020. It's going to be years he actually won, because they know their role.
I
You know what I'm saying?
You could date 2020. You could even say 2017.
2020, whatever the shit is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I can go back to 2012 when Birdman was cooking there, putting it, swatting everybody's shit. You know what I'm saying? Udonis Haslem and all that. Point is, these role players, in my opinion, they thought because they guarded the Warriors so well and they going over screens and all this chasing, that was the only real intensity that they needed to have in a series. Them role players in fucking Denver can shoot just as good. They run plays just as well, and they don't got no Draymond Green. They have a 10 times better version of Draymond and the fucking playmaker in Jokic. You know what I'm saying? So he's not gonna miss no open player. So y'all jogging back on defense and shit. Bro, this is not 28-year-old LeBron. He's not going to be able to take y'all to the promised land like he used to. AD's always going to be inconsistent unless he can be completely focused with no distractions. He only got that in the bubble. Cool, we get that. The rest of y'all role players, D'Lo.
He's going to China.
Dennis Schroeder, no discipline on defensive rotations. Austin Reeves, you're double teaming Jokic when the person you're guarding has hit the last 3 threes in a row.
Who's he guarding?
He's guarding KCP. He's guarding fucking Michael Porter. He's guarding whoever's shooting Bruce Brown. All these role players.
You have Bruce Brown looking like I've never seen Bruce Brown look like that in Brooklyn.
And that's what I'm saying. All these role players are shooting threes. It's going to be easy to make threes. It's just like LeBron on the fucking Cleveland. It's easy to make threes when the best player has 3 people in the paint guarding them. They kicking out to a wide open fucking Kyle Korver or Shumpert or J.R. Smith. It's the same thing.
I completely
agree. You're trying to double somebody that's not even a score first player.
Yeah,
you're playing to their strength. So at that point, I got to put it on the role players and I got to put it on coaching. Because at what point do you make an adjustment to like, bruh, stop doubling him?
I mean,
let AD guard him.
The one adjustment I did see was where they took Vanderbilt out and just kind of, and I was trying to confuse. Was he hurt?
Nah, he just wasn't getting no play, no run.
Okay, all right. So that was confusing to me. I would thought, because he's one of the better defenders that you guys had.
I agree too, and I don't know why we're trying to match. You're trying to put in people that can score the ball when.
No. You don't.
Denver, you need to guard them.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not scoring the ball. Like in basketball too, you can score off of defense.
Exactly.
So I would have put a taller team. You gotta, and what it seems like he forgot is that Denver isn't a small team either. Aaron Gordon and Michael Porter Jr. then Jokic. You're 6'9", 6'10", and 7 foot at the top.
Yeah.
It's tough for you to guard that with Austin Reeves and D'Angelo Russell and Dennis Schroeder. Jamal Murray was out there fucking baking cookies on you niggas. That shit was he averaged 30 for that series, dog.
I mean, look who's guarding him, bro. He's getting guarded by a 6'1", 6'2" Dennis Schroeder. Like, bro, that's. Jamal Murray that's all he's there to do is score.
He's a professional scorer.
That's all he's there to do is score. So I don't know why you're trying to you're not gonna, bruh.
And my thing is, it's funny because I guess their real playoff run was in the bubble, but it's not like Jamal Murray was a scrub before that.
Nah.
He was a professional scorer before that, and then he happened to go to the bubble. He happened to get hurt after. That didn't really change the way that I can still shoot the ball.
Yeah.
And now I'm fully healthy.
Yeah.
So
I mean, yeah, I think it's it was just a better scene. I mean, to put it honestly, not in the sense of that like we didn't have the personnel or we didn't have the talent. It was just about.
I even had the chance. I had the talent.
I'm gonna say it's just about the strategy and about the level. It's just like when people used to play the Spurs. It's like it's not that they're so much better. They're just more disciplined.
More disciplined.
Focused.
And they're gonna
execute.
And they execute every play. Like if they're gonna run this play, they're gonna run it.
Yeah.
If they say they're going to stay this person on defense, they're going to run it. They're going to do a double team. They're going to shoot it at you and get it done. And so I think that's the problem. Like, that does happen like when you have younger players or just inexperienced players who haven't been there. It's like, let's just see what happens.
It's like, bro, it's the difference between like, we're hot right now. We're playing good defense, but we're only up 12.
Yeah.
Because y'all are not staying consistent and staying locked in, bro. Stop helping off the 3-point shooter. He's shooting 50% for the series. Like, stop it. So I mean, that's how runs happen because they consistent the whole time. Just like when they was playing Phoenix. Yeah, y'all can get hot, and we gonna lose if y'all shooting like that. But at the end of the day, we're playing just as well.
And you got to remember, even with the Phoenix series, you have to have KD and Devin Booker going for 80 points between them two just for them to win the game.
Yeah.
So it's like y'all not gonna stay that high.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I give all the credit in the world to Denver. They were just a much better team. Shout out to their coach Malone. I mean, Jokic is just phenomenal. To me, he's the best player in the league. He was all year. I mean, so it just is what it is. I mean.
So, all right. With that being said, do you feel like they robbed him out the MVP?
I don't feel like they robbed him out the MVP. I think he should have won, but I don't think it was a robbery. I think it was a politics thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, when the last time we seen a player win 3 in a row and that person not even make it to the finals. So it had to be. I understood it, but I've been telling you Jokic was way better than Embiid. Y'all was the ones sending me them Embiid stats. He's never been like that.
No.
I told y'all he the reason. Yes, you did.
I didn't say Jokic was. I didn't say that Embiid was better than him.
Yes, you did.
No, I did not. I didn't say he was better than him.
Yes, you did.
I never said he was better than him.
Yes, you did. Because when him and Embiid played head to head, and Embiid dropped like 50 on him.
Yeah.
You was sending me stats.
No, I was telling you to talk that shit still. That's all.
Listen,
that's all I'm saying.
Listen, I've been telling you for the last 3 years.
We know what Embiid gonna do.
I've been telling you the last 3 years. It wasn't Ben Simmons' fault.
Hello?
It wasn't Doc Rivers' fault. It was Joel Embiid's fault. Did I not say that?
Yeah, but I mean, but they ain't take the blame away from it. What Ben Simmons did.
I'm just telling you, that's cool. He could be as trash as he want to. We still down by 2, and Joel, you still on the court. Let him miss his fucking free throw. Do something. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear no shit about
the most useless 40-point games ever.
That's what I'm saying. So now you in the post game blaming everybody. All right, bro. Stop it. Bro.
Yeah, again.
Stop it, dog.
And you know what the funniest thing was?
What's that?
To me, even in that series, Maxey was playing harder than all of them.
Yeah.
And he talking about, hey, me and Harden can't do it by ourselves. I said, I was so confused.
It was Tyrese Maxey putting up on these folks, but yeah.
I was so confused. I was like, all right, that's kind of disrespectful, though. You acting like Tyrese Maxey wasn't doing everything on the court for y'all.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
he just, and even with that being said, the MVP, it's confusing because I don't understand what they look for an MVP because in my head I'm thinking, all right, it's the best player on the best team, and so
hell no.
I know obviously, but I'm just saying I'm thinking in my head. That's what I would think.
That can't be that because you're a Westbrook fan. You said he deserved MVP
when he did. He
was nowhere near the best team.
No, he wasn't. But
it was trash.
No, they were, but he made it to the playoffs and he shouldn't have.
Nah, we're not giving credit for that. We're not giving credit for that.
Him letting KD leave, having nobody on that team.
We're not giving credit for that.
Oh, you a fucking hater.
Because that's the case. He would have had an MVP case when he went to Washington.
Oh, that shit was still disgusting, bro. That shit was disgusting.
That's what I'm saying. So now we're not using that criteria.
Nah, they made it to the 6th seed, not the 8th seed.
Okay.
Huge difference.
Okay, I'm just saying.
But I mean, we're talking about right now.
Yeah.
If you look out, but even then, right? You have, to me, Joker and Giannis had a better season than Embiid.
I'm definitely not gonna throw Giannis in there. I don't know what you talking about with that.
How did he not?
How did he? You tell me. How did he have a better season?
The team was, bro. He took his team to a better record than him. I'm talking about regular season. This regular season. The MVP is regular season, right?
I mean, they not just giving MVPs to the 1 seed. Is all I'm saying. So you gotta give me a different argument than that.
I'm just saying he was the best player on the best team in the East.
So Joel played 66 games. There was what was there? 2 seed? 3 seed? So he was 55 games. He averaged 31, 10, a block, 4 assists on 55% shooting.
Mm-hmm. I mean, tell me what Giannis had.
I'm about to.
Cause let me see this hate right here. Let me see this.
Giannis was a 1 seed.
Mm-hmm. Giannis was definitely a 1 seed. Then he got hurt.
Who played 63 games.
Okay, 3 less games.
31 points, so 2 less points. A half a block a game, so less blocks. 1 assist more, so 5 assists. And 1 rebound more, so 11 rebounds.
Mm-hmm.
On the same shooting percentage. So what's the argument here?
So I mean, if anything, it balanced out, and his team won more games.
And Joel led the league in scoring for the first time and Center do it since Shaq, I believe. So now we got history on the side. So nah, that's not a better season, my guy.
Because it's the first since Shaq.
I mean, he got history. He did nothing historical, and he got the same numbers. And they, you know what I'm saying? What's the difference in games? One?
You want Joel won 55, and you want what?
58. So stop.
That's three more games.
Stop it.
That's three more games, though.
You're not.
That's 3 more games.
He didn't have a better season.
That's 3 more games, my man.
Have a better season. I'll just leave it at that. In my opinion, that's my opinion. If that's what you're saying is a better season, I don't know about that. So Joker won 53 games.
Two less than the East.
So less than both of them. 24 points. So damn near 10 points less. Half a block a game. 9.8 assists a game. 11 rebounds on 63% shooting.
His percentage was great though.
So I mean, I can see why they gave it to Joel.
I see that, but I mean, damn, then Joker shot 63%.
And he played 69 games. I forgot that part. Mind you, he's only doing this in 33 minutes a game, so
yeah,
they was whooping ass.
He was
essentially.
So let's say Miami make it to the finals, right?
Yeah.
Denver and Miami.
Oh, Denver is sweeping them.
Sweeping them.
Denver is getting the fuck out of here.
I think Miami pulls out 1 or 2, just off of pure will, because Miami does play hard. They're gonna play defense. They're gonna try. What Jokic is gonna do to Bam is not gonna be fun.
Yeah,
he's gonna. If you thought he gonna be deported back to Serbia the way he gonna
Bam,
abuse Bam. Bam, you might want to fake your injury and hope Udonis has him come in.
It's so. But all I know is, to be honest, now I'm looking back in retrospect, I don't know if anybody could compete with the fucking Nuggets. This shit, they are a ridiculous team.
Yeah, I mean,
Just keep it 100.
What's it called? Boston not gonna win either.
Oh, Boston definitely wasn't.
Yeah, and Boston too small.
I mean, it ain't no matchup for this man.
Yeah, it's not.
I got him
Robert Williams on him, and Robert
35 and 20.
Oh,
35, 20, and 8.
I said 40 and 25.
Something. This shit about to get real illegal. That's all.
Yeah, it is. He's going back to Serbia, guys.
Cook these people.
Yeah, y'all might want to go ahead and get his deportation papers ready.
And it's good, man. Good for him, because I don't know if I see him win another one or something. So I'll leave it at that. You know what I'm saying?
Before we end this, I'm gonna go back to the Lakers real quick. Because LeBron had a press conference and said he pretty much got to weigh his options.
Yeah, he said, what did he say? Let me find the quote here. He said, I don't know, I got a lot to think about, to be honest. I've got a lot to think about. Just for me personally, going forward with the game of basketball, I've got a lot to think about.
So with that being said, is that more of a shot going towards retirement or a shot at the team that he just played with?
I would definitely lean towards the team, only because we have a history of him speaking like, I want to play with my son. He has said that on multiple occasions.
Correct.
Retirement, I don't know. We've never heard anything about retirement. And then he also said, I'm better than 90% of the league. Probably 95. So that doesn't sound like a player that's retiring to me. I agree with him though. Actually, it's probably a lot higher percentage because
I was gonna say 98%.
Yeah. But yeah, I definitely think. I don't know though. I think it'll be a crazy kind of feeling for him to leave the Lakers just to go for another team, unless it'll be strategic play for his son to go to wherever he's going.
See, I wouldn't even say that if he comes back, of course, I think he's playing for the Lakers. I do feel like you said, I remember me was having this conversation. He was like, you don't want to see anything about getting anyone else until they solidify who is on their team. I feel like that's going to be in play because he's probably looking at it like, look, we got this team halfway through the year and made it to the Western Conference Finals, but yo, get me somebody to fucking play with.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
So I think that's,
I agree.
Yeah, I think that's probably the thing. Like, yo, get me somebody to fucking play with. AD, we know what AD is going to be. We don't know how many games he's going to play, but he's going to be here or here. And give me somebody who's going to be consistent enough for us to fucking make a decent run. Let's go be in the top 4 seed and actually play in the fucking playoffs. The only thing I could see happening is that if it was towards retirement, is that LeBron was kind of hurt, with the foot injury and things like that.
Been hurt for the last 5 years straight. So
I could see LeBron doing something like getting surgery, taking the season off.
Really?
Taking the season off. Because for one, that gives him a whole season to recover. If he does decide to come back even half of the season or whatever, give him a season to recover. And supposedly that would be 1 year of his son playing and being able, if he makes it that far, he eligible to be drafted.
I mean, that's not a bad idea. I give you credit for that. That was a good theory. I'm not mad at that.
I can see that happening.
I'm not mad at that. And he would get his farewell tour, just for a year. Yeah.
He'd get to play
because he could come back and sign anywhere.
He could sign anywhere after that. He either play with the Sun or he play somewhere else, just to wherever he decides. So he could even fuck around and go back to Cleveland just to homecoming. Cleveland is a slightly decent team, so it's not going to be like they're terrible.
Yeah.
And he will get like you said, that he's going to get that farewell tour.
Only thing about that will make it tough is because the NBA is not set for a season without LeBron. You got the face of the league in a full-out scandal. You're going to have a brand new champion who's not the most marketable superstar
at all
in Jokic. You're going to have a disgruntled Phoenix team. You got Harden supposed to be going. You got Kyrie causing them up. It's going to be a lot going on in the league next year.
But I think at some point that's what the league needs. Because at some point, LeBron is going to retire. I think after that 1 year of playing against or with his son, he's done.
Oh, I'm actually accurate. They got Victor. Pray to God he doesn't get hurt. Yeah, let's
I'm about to say,
pray to God the NBA he don't get hurt. But yeah, I think that's a good theory. Because the Lakers have been amok. It's a rotating door of new faces. Every year is a new fucking roster. So
so I think it's at that point in time where it's going to have to be, all right, let's prepare for the non-LeBron lead. Yeah, we know what LeBron's going to do. We know LeBron's huge. He's still going to be at every game, especially if his son makes it to the league. He's going to be at every fucking game in the world.
Very true.
So that's going to be a thing. And it's now going to be like, you got to figure out, because I feel like the league has to figure out their new way to generate something for the league now without LeBron.
Yeah, I agree.
And I feel like now it's time for you supposedly superstar players to finally be superstars. Because I feel like some people dim their light. Their light gets dimmed when it comes to LeBron. Whether that's KD, Steph, or whatever. You have the Warrior fans who are, people love Steph Curry. You can't take that away.
Yeah.
But there's LeBron. And then there's everybody else kind of under him.
Yeah, I agree. I just think that's going to be tough because it ain't no clear cut. Luka just missed the playoffs, for God's sake. So Kyrie Irving on his team.
First of all, that was insane.
So that was the NBA is in my opinion in shambles right now. Like the fact that you got number one seed getting beaten 5 games by a team that just lost in the play-in tournament. You know what I'm saying? Just to go back, of course the New York Knicks, whatever. Then you go up 3-0, a 3-1 to a Boston Celtics team that was a finals favorite.
It was finals favorite, this year's favorite.
So we can try to go to that Cinderella story, but what if Jimmy don't win?
Yeah, like you said. But I feel like that gives the league something to look forward to at a point, because look at everybody in the world trying to get look at how they looked at as soon as Kevin Durant went to Phoenix. Oh my gosh, Phoenix might win.
Yeah.
To me, that didn't make any sense because you left your whole entire bench. So you was making sure that Kevin Durant was everything, which was crazy.
I'll say this to your theory: if LeBron retires, it's going to be a major shift. So Dame is going to Philly or some shit. It's going to have to be something.
No, there's going to be the whole league is going to change.
It's going to have to be, because the Spurs are not going to be immediately good. But they are going to have a great highlight reel every game or whatever. Chet Holmgren will be back. Zion's still not going to be playing. You know what I'm saying?
Zion's still going to be
Chris Paul, this is probably going to be his last year. What do you got? Kawhi's he's cooked. I'm
about to say Kawhi and Paul George might be cooked.
So,
Kevin Durant is on. He on his last angle.
We got Ant-Man, but is he really? Is he a superstar?
He's gonna have to get out of Minnesota to do that.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to get.
Or he gonna have to turn into fucking KG.
He's gonna have to.
He's gonna have to turn into KG.
But not with fucking them 2 tall bums down there.
Yeah.
I feel like the league might go into a more. Things might be weighted out a little bit different. Yeah. Where the spread of talent might go back to how it was, where you have 1 or 2 players here, 1 or 2 players here. There's a bunch of players throughout the league, rather than, all right, well, the West is loaded again, or all these good players on the East. It's like, at some point it has to be now let's spread where everyone's at.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. But yeah, I think that's a good ass theory. I mean, I wouldn't be mad at that happening because it'd just be, like I said, it'd be a constant headline throughout the year. But that would take away from the NBA at the same time too for whoever's shining that year.
It is. Because they, for some reason, like, you know, especially like first take and shit like that, they always gonna somehow bring up, damn, so is LeBron gonna come back? It's always gonna be
for some reason. I mean, because that's what the people want to hear. That's the ratings.
Yeah, no, you're right. I'm just saying, but like, people, you guys open your ears, man. Open your eyes. There's other people to see.
We don't give a fuck.
You're right. You're absolutely right. Because I be put on ESPN like, what they say about
LeBron? What they said about him? What they said, this nigga retired? Fuck them Nuggets.
Yeah, immediately.
They ain't even care the Celtics won. Said Jimmy cooking their ass.
Yeah, literally.
The fuck what they doing, man? Where the superstars at, though? We want to hear the
story. Well, they started talking more about what Jimmy said, we going to be all right, rather than the Celtics winning.
That's a fact.
I was like, all right, guys. Y'all disrespectful.
I mean, hey. Get the people what they want, man.
Man, fuck them Celtics.
Fuck the Celtics for sure.
Yeah, that's a fact.
All right, man. We out of here, man.
I would like to see the Celtics and the Lakers in the finals, though.
I don't even want to talk about that. We lost, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I don't know.
listen,
the Lakers fans don't want to talk right now, though.
Yo,
but y'all knew y'all was losing, though. You knew. You said that.
I did. But that's because, bro, we have Julius Randle as technically our first scorer, but Julius Randle is, there's no way that, I don't need Julius Randle to even be my third scorer, but if he is, I'd rather that than him be my second or first.
We'll discuss your bum ass team on another day. Y'all still got Jalen Brunson, so
yeah, which I appreciate. Why you gotta be bum ass?
Listen, man, both our teams is out, man. I'm done with this.
Hold on, let me ask the last question. Were you with your girl when the game happened?
Of course not.
All right.
Never let that happen. I actually didn't even watch the last game. Fuck out of here.
Okay.
Not watching that bullshit, man.
Hey, man.
So next time, man, Better Left Unsaid with a whole lot to say, man.
Subscribe us again.
Man. Get us to 1,000
immediately.
And we appreciate you, man. Keep showing support, man. We out.